Hi book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and these are my goals and challenges for 2017. It's that time of year again where you get to plan out your reading year for 2017, which I just love to do. I do pretty good at sticking to my goals and challenges. I don't always make them, but I do kind of shoot high for them, so that's part of it. But I get so excited when it's time for January, and all of my New Year's resolutions usually center around books. The majority of them do anyway, so this year is no different. And I've made another list of goals and challenges I'm partaking in for 2017, and I will share them with you. So first of all, I have my goals that I make. I actually keep track of these on one of my Goodreads groups. The group is called YA and Beyond, and it's run by a good friend of mine, Heidi, and she's really awesome. It's kind of a small, intimate group of friends I have on there, and yeah, we always keep our own separate thread on our challenges for the year, or goals that we want to do, and so we just keep track of it on there. And then I also make a couple shelves on my Goodreads so I can stick books in those shelves as I finish them, and that kind of helps to keep track. I did tweak them a little this year. The first two goals I've done the past 3 or 4 years, and it's worked really well. And they are, I would like to read 20 adult books, 20 adult fiction books in 2017. And I would like to read 10 nonfiction books in 2017. That works out to about 2 adult books and 1 adult book a month, about. It's a little bit more or less than that, but it kind of helps me. The reason I do this is because I've gone YA crazy the last, I don't know, 6-7 years, like everybody else has on BookTube or anywhere else, because that's the majority of the good stuff that's being pushed out nowadays is YA. But there's still quite a few good adult reads out there, and some of my favorite authors write just adult. And I don't lose track of all that. It's still fun to read, you know, whatever you want to read. And so this kind of pushes me to read more than just YA, which there's nothing wrong with reading YA. I love reading YA. Who wouldn't? But yeah, I would like to read a little adult, not, you know, because I love adult fiction books, especially literary fiction, and suspense and mystery type books. So yeah, I just don't want to keep missing out year after year, because for several years I did not read any adult or any nonfiction, and in the past I always have. So this just kind of pushes me to keep going for that. For 2016, I will make my nonfiction goal. I don't think I'm going to make the adult goal, but I'm going to be close. I think I'm going to finish with 19 books for the year. So I did pretty well. Then I put in there, read 80 books that I already own off my bookshelves. I did this for 2016, and I'm not going to quite make that one either, because my problem is I have hundreds of books on my shelves that I have, none of these, because these are all ones I've read, but I have hundreds of books on my shelves that I have not read, and some of them I've had a really long time. Every once in a while I go through and weed them out and get rid of ones that maybe looked interesting at the time I got them but don't anymore, but I rarely pull anything off. I mean, it's maybe a handful of books that come off my shelf when I do that big whole purge and get rid of books. Most of the time, if I get rid of books, they're books I've already read. I think, oh, I don't need to hold on to this anymore. I'm not going to reread it. But when I buy a book, generally, I want to read it, and that's why I bought it. And my mind doesn't change that often. So I still want to read these books. And yeah, my problem is new shiny books come out, and I buy them, or I get them from the library. I'm a huge library lover, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's awesome. But I already have a ton of books and I need to read them, and it drives my husband bonkers. I mean, really, he just cannot understand why I keep buying more books when I have all these other books to read. Well, he's not a book lover, so he doesn't understand, but I understand where he's coming from. It's silly to have hundreds of books if you're not going to ever read them. So that's my whole point on the 80 books off my bookshelf, so I can get through some of these books. So that is going to be on my goal again next year, or on my list again next year, and hopefully I make it. I think this year I'm going to finish with like 72, so I got close, but oh well. And then I did Last year I had a goal to finish 30 series that I had already started. Many series that I've already started. I actually made a list, and I had like, I don't remember how many were on the list, over 100 of series that I've started, and I do want to finish, but I just get so excited about new shiny books, I don't keep reading them. And yeah, I'm one of those people that I rarely binge read a series. I know a lot of people love to do that, and I don't. I need to do that more often. But so last year my goal was to read 30, and I think I am going to finish that goal. But this year I did 20 because I went through a lot of the series that I've already read. Only had one book left. And now a lot of series that are left on the list, I have more than one book. So I cut it down a little bit. Besides which, I added a new goal this year. I am going to try to read 25 Kindle books. So books off my Kindle that I have bought, not Kindle Unlimited books. I do read off of my Kindle pretty often, but lately I've been reading only Kindle Unlimited books, which is fine. The KU, I love that program, and it's so great. And it's the same thing. A new book comes out, oh, I can get it for free on KU, and then I read it, and and I'm not paying anything for it, but I'm paying a subscription fee. So I want to keep reading those books to justify the subscription fee, or I'm going to have to cancel the service. But I have hundreds of books on my Kindle that I've bought before KU came around that I need to read, and I don't buy as many anymore because of KU, but I do buy maybe 1 or 2 a month, maybe, and they just sit on my Kindle. And my Goodreads goal for total number of books to read for 2017 is 200, which is what it was in 2016, and I'm at 199 right now. So yeah, I will finish a book between now and Sunday. Okay, so that is my actual goals. Now for challenges. I don't have that many yearly ones. There's been some really fun ones I've seen, but I decided not to do too many because a lot of these challenges, I just I read what I want to read, and I try to fill them in as much as possible, and then maybe halfway through the year I'll look at it and say, oh, I need this book. I need a book that's this, and so then I actually start looking. But for the first half the year, I just read what I want to read and fill it in the challenges where it fits. And like I have the 2017 book bingo card, which I did print off onto cardstock. I did this in 2016, and I finished it. I actually finished it in I think the last book I read for the challenge was in October, but I had almost all the books done by June because it was so easy to fill them in. So this one, you just try to fill up your bingo card. You can make your own goal, like I just want to get 1 bingo, 2 bingos, or you want blackout, which is what I go for, the blackout. And 2016 I was able to do it. This is the Goodreads group that does this, and I will leave the link below so you can visit that said group if you would like to partake in this. So we have a book that's page edges are colored, a book from the library, that'll be finished the first week, a book to screen TV movie adaptation, a 2016 bestseller, a book with an award, a book with multiple perspectives, a book based on a fairy tale, a banned book, a book with multiple authors, a graphic novel or comic, a book about mental illness, a book with a LGBTQA character, free space for any book of your choice, an author's debut, a book that takes place in your state, a book with a female heroine, a book set during wartime, an audiobook, a reread, a book written by a celebrity, a book by an author of color, a book of letters, a book under 150 pages, a book published in 2017, and a book with pictures. Those will be so easy. There isn't anything on here that's going to be hard to find, I don't think. So then I am doing the alphabet book challenge, which I've been doing for years. I can't remember when I started doing it, but it's probably been 5 or 6 years now. And that is done through the Goodreads group that I am a moderator for. It's David Estes' fan group and YA book. It's more YA books than it is fan group. We kind of just call it that too, but for the most part, I mean, everybody who's in the group, for the most part, is fans of David's books, but for the most part, people are there to talk about YA, and that's what we talk about a lot of the time. So we do an alphabet book challenge where you read a book where the first letter starts with every letter of the alphabet. You can omit the or in the title, and X and Z can be anywhere in the title. It doesn't have to start with an X or Z. So that's a really fun challenge too, and again, it's one that you just kind of fill in as you go. What ends up happening around the middle of the year is you're like, oh, I keep reading the same lettered books, because you'll notice if you do this, there's a lot of books that all share like the same letter. Like there's some letters that are so easy to find, and then there's others like J is really hard to find, which you wouldn't think it would be. J is a harder one, and you wouldn't think so, but it is a little bit. So anyway, that's a really fun challenge I'll do. I will leave that Goodreads group link down below if you want to join in on that one. Okay, that is the end to part 1. I'm sorry this video got really long, and I did not mean for it to get this long. I didn't realize I had so many plans for 2017, but I guess I did. So I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to make another video for part 2, so stay tuned for that. That should be posted within the next day or two. And I hope you all have a good day. I will talk to you later. Bye.